Alright guys, so just going to make a video recap of the USPA Eastern Tennessee Powerlifting Classic from this past weekend, where I totaled 1951 officially and 1995 unofficially at 239 bodyweight. I say 1995 unofficially because that was a fourth attempt on the deadlift that gave me that number, and fourth attempts don't count towards one's total. So if that fourth attempt would have counted, it would be 1995. And so I started out on my 495 warm up on squats. I felt a pull in my right glute, and I strained my right glute essentially at the bottom of the squat. So I was a little nervous about that, but I was able to push on, hit my last warm up with 585, and then hit my attempts. And although I felt it, I was able to push through, no problem. So I hit 655 on my first squat, easy as can be. 700 on my second, again really easy. And then I decided to take 722 because the plan coming in was only 716, but I knew I probably had 722, so I tried that. And my hips shot up a little bit out of the hole, but still smoked it. Felt like I had probably 20 more pounds in me. Felt like I could have probably done 744. Just left a lot on the table on squats essentially. But I've never squatted that much. That was a 50-pound PR in or outside of the gym, so I was really happy with it. And I think by boss of bosses, I will be squatting in the high 700s. So we'll see where that ends up. Then for bench, that was when my glutes started really tightening up because we went to get food at Chick-fil-A and it just got worse and worse. And so what happened was essentially I got back and they were already warming up for bench. Like I didn't have much time, so I was rushing my warm-ups. And every time I would sit down on the bench, I had trouble sitting down and I had trouble getting up off the bench because my glute was feeling so tight and it hurt like crazy. I couldn't get much leg drive off the right leg. So I was like, oh man. So my mood started to decline, but I was like, well, it's bench. I don't need my glute as much. I'm going to just go out and see what I can do. So 407 felt pretty heavy, and I could tell in warm-ups I wasn't there. Warm-ups were like harder than they should have been. But 407 came up. I was like, well, I'm going to have to change the game plan because I wanted to go 440 originally on the second. But I just went to 424 because I still wanted to get huge total. That was the main goal. Hit 424, and I decided to do 435 instead of 440 for a third, just to be on the safe side. That was an 11-pound PR. Maybe at 440 in me, but I was worried about my hips shooting up because I wasn't getting much leg drive off that right leg. And so it felt real bad the whole time I benched. Like when I would go down to get chalk out of the chalk bowl, I could barely bend down to get the chalk out. But still, started out 6 for 6. I'm in good shape. Then I got a pretty good break before deadlifts, but I started warming up on pulls, and I didn't know how that was going to go. I literally came in, I'm like, I don't know if I have anything in me for pulls. So I started warming up, and the warm-ups all felt terrible. I felt like I had no speed or power off the ground. I went up to 585, basically got pissed, and then walked away. And I was like, I'm screwed. I might not even be able to deadlift. That's how bad it was getting because it just kept getting tighter and tighter throughout the day. And I was limping more and more. People at the meet, like you could see I was limping really badly. So I kept going up, 585, called it there. Went away for like an hour to my girlfriend, and she helped me get my head right. But I went and tried 405 a little while later, and that felt like garbage. And I figured my day was done. So after talking to her some more, I changed my opener to 600. Like I just was like, I don't know if I can even pull 7 today. Went to 6. And before deadlifts, my hands got real puffy. They puffed up immensely because I didn't have enough electrolytes in me. So I was just like, oh boy. So I tried to eat some salt, went out there, pulled 600, wasn't really happy with it because it's 600 or whatever. Decided to try 705 next. That came up okay. And then I talked to Jordan Wong, and we were like, well, we would tie with our totals if I hit 705 and you hit this 793. So that was the plan. Both would have been big meet PRs for us of 1951. Jordan hit like a 50-pound deadlift PR of 705 with more to spare, and I hit 793 really easily, as you'll see in the video. I was honestly stunned at how easy it was, and I just held it at the top, kind of messing around, and I was just so pumped up after it because I didn't think I had anything like that in me. So then they're about to strip the plates off. Everybody's about to go home when I go up to the meet director, Johnny Lane, and I'm like, hey man, I want to try to beat my American record from the last meet because the 793 was so easy, why not? It's like they got easier as I jumped higher. So 838 we threw on, and I smoked it. And again, no grip problems at all. Held it there for a long time. Should have tried 848 in all honesty, because I would have had 848. So I left another 10 pounds on the table there, and I'm kind of disappointed in that, because between squat and bench I left like 30-40 pounds on the platform, or squat and deadlift I left 30-40 pounds on the platform, which is never bad going to the next meet knowing that you could have done much more at the last one. So that's not the end all be all, but I was a little upset because the 600 was basically a wasted attempt, where I could have done 838 on the third. That would have counted towards my total, put me at 1995, and I pretty much could have totaled 2000 no problem. But the glute thing really just threw me off, and that's what I always tell people. I'm like, things go wrong in meets and you have to be ready to like change your game plan and adjust. And I did that, but I could have handled it better and not let it get to me so much, because I was really, this is the most loose and carefree I have been ever in a meet. Like, I was joking with the spotters before every attempt, talking to them completely relaxed, calm, as if this was no big deal. And that helped me a lot, conserve my energy for the deadlifts. That's how I do it now in meets. I'm super relaxed and chill, don't get pumped up at all for squat or bench, and then I have enough energy to finish out the deadlifts at the end of the day. Otherwise you can burn out if you're Mr. Intensity right off the bat. So I was really loose. I felt great, super confident. This was the healthiest that my body has ever felt coming into a meet, and it all came together when it needed to. Got a big meet PR and everything, and it was a successful day. But it does leave me wanting more for Boss of Bosses, which is August 21st, I believe. It'll be my last meet as a 24-year-old, and I've got 11 weeks here, so I'm looking to squat in the high sevens, bench 446 to 451, and then pull 859, 865. And I think all those are very doable. It'll put me right at like a 2,100 pound total, and hopefully challenge Kevin Oak and some of these other guys, Larry Williams, Jordan Wong, Tom Martin. It's just a stacked Carlos Reyes, David LaMartina, like stacked 242 class. It doesn't get any more stacked. And I want to come there to win. Like, I'm not coming to Boss of Bosses to improve my total. I'm coming for the win. And that'll be my last meet of the year. And then my gym, Maxed Out Gym in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, we're going to host the USPA Tennessee Powerlifting Championships January 14th of next year, which will be 21 weeks after Boss of Bosses. Give me plenty of time to prepare. And then hopefully at that meet, squat 800 something and pull 900 under meet conditions. Kind of the goals. Ways out, but those are the goals. So I'm happy with how things have been going, but I definitely want to continue to improve on everything going into this meet. So that's pretty much it. Thanks to Jordan Wong and Area Tia. Those guys were there, helped me out. We talked, we had a good time. I met a lot of cool people. I know Area didn't really have the day he wanted. He pulled 848 at 275. He's the American world record, or American deadlift record holder of 915, but he tore a bicep on that 915 pull in a meet, so he's still working his way back. He had a 529 Wilks, and then Jordan Wong, huge deadlift PR with room to spare. He squatted 793, and even though he ended up dumping 810 behind him and messed up his shoulder, so that kind of affected his bench and deadlift, but he still put together the best meet of his life. So props for him on being able to come back and do that. But I'm just looking forward to going out to California now in August and showing everybody what I got. So here's the meet attempts and the footage.
for Flight B. Flight C, I highly recommend you guys start with them. This is a small flight. Flight C is Brandon will be doing a 529-pound bar.
Tired of being what you want me to be, feeling so faithless, lost under the surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me, put under the pressure, walking in your shoes. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. Can't you see that you're smothering me, holding too tightly, afraid to lose control? 'Cause everything that you thought I would be is falling apart right in front of you. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. And every second I waste is more than I can take. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. And I know I may end up failing too, but I know you were just like me, with someone disappointed in you. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. Become so numb, I can't feel you there. Tired of being what you want me to be. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Tired of being what you want me to be.
Pull up, win, miss it, miss it.
Yeah. Maserati. Bin Laden. This is Taliban rap, I'm a fucking bomber. My head wrapped like somebody who suffered trauma. Musically, I'm the embodiment of Jeffrey Dahmer. Usually in the environment of marijuana. My straight right like Arguello was. You a Metagon, Vinny do what a Dago does. You about to find out what the human tornado does. You a bitch, you ain't even half what you say you was. My shit is hard body, Lord, I'm a fucking legend. I don't get my hands dirty, that's a fucking henchman. I'm the equivalent of Russian roulette, fucking tension. And when you hear the ram's horn, it's the fucking ending. I'm a vampire, I love the setting of sun. The night, my time, killing already begun. I'm from the same place Anton Levy is from. I'm about to put the biscuit right to my head and be done.
Work hand got me feeling like a brick wall. With that said, I give a fuck about a withdrawal. Took a corner